So I want to talk about the different snow levels that particularly stick out in my memory. This is my take on the beauty of snow levels. One genre that I think always captures the beauty of snow levels are platformers. I think a famous snow level that most of us know, Cool Mountain. On this stage, there are tons of missions that I think people remember. There's that small little village house that you jump down the chimney in and you race that giant penguin. This is such a classic little area. There is the mission where there's the mama penguin chilling out in her little frozen pond, but one of her babies is missing. So you need to go find her baby and bring it back to her. And probably all of us at one point grabbed that poor little baby penguin, walked right over to the edge of the map, and just kind of, oops. I'm not saying I did that, I'm just saying I think probably all of us did that. R.I.P. little baby penguin, R.I.P. In the platforming genre, there's another set of levels in a snow world that it's probably more of a deeper cut, and that is in Donkey Kong Country 3 K3. DKC K3. I remember, dude, this world, I don't know why, but I have such core memories from this snow world. The snowman boss, Bleak's house. I don't know why, this is one of the most memorable bosses to me from that game too. It's like a snowman, and you guys are essentially just having a snowball fight. You gotta dodge his snowballs and his head cannon thing that's shooting out cannon snowballs at you. You dodge all that. I remember once you get that final hit him, he's like, The other main part of this world that I remember is it's in Donkey Kong Country games, they've always had on-rail side-scrolling levels. So you could be in a mine cart or on a roller coaster. And the main one from DKC3 that I think of is the level Tearaway Toboggan. You're in a toboggan and it's blast. So another genre that I think really gets snow levels right are open world, adventure, RPG games. One of the main areas that comes to my mind are the Hebra Mountains in Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild definitely showed that isolate and dreary and just feeling of being alone in a very cold and snowy environment. It's very pretty, but also depressing at the same time. Poor little Link, I had him just freezing all the time. He looked so cold. I also remember specifically there's that part where you're on top of some mountain, you have a mission to basically snowboard down the side of the mountain as fast as you can, and you just hit them fucking slopes on your shield, bruh. Another snow area that I have fond memories of, the scope of it wasn't that big, but I really remember with fondness the ice caverns from Final Fantasy IX. I just remember going through that cold and chilly cavern, grabbing all my little treasures, and then once you get to the end of the cavern, all of a sudden poor little Vivi just passes out and falls off that little tiny cliff. The armor guy, Steiner, he does the same. Then the princess falls over too, and it's up to Zidane to save them all. He has to fight some little wizard guy with his little henchmen, and once you defeat them, when you get back, the rest of your group is starting to wake up. They make it out of the cavern, and they get through the mist, and they can see the next part of their journey ahead of them. That little area has been imprinted in my mind, and I love it. Now, before we get to the final genre, which I think has absolutely fantastic takes on snow levels, I want to talk about another genre that I love that doesn't show enough appreciation, and that's fighting games. In Street Fighter V, they had the Holly Jolly Beatdown, and I've actually never played on the stage. I've actually never played Street Fighter V ever. I've never had the chance to. The main snow level or stage from fighting games that sticks out in my mind is the Suzaku Castle from Street Fighter Alpha 2. It's still that same Suzaku Castle in Japan that usually takes place in reused stages, but here we have it in winter form. And it's dreary, but it's beautiful. You have the big moon in the background with the tree kind of covering up just a little bit with its branches. You have the castle in the back left. There's snow everywhere. It's beautiful, dreary, isolate. I love this stage, and we need more snow stages like this in fighting games. The final genre that I want to talk about that has really gotten these snow levels right are racing games. I think we can all remember Sherbert Land from Mario Kart 64. The penguins in the cave that kind of just always get in your way, like every time. The little cracks in the raceway that you can like jump over just to get like a second ahead of your opponents. I think we've all done that. It's core memory. But a different racing game that I think really captures the magic of a snow level is Diddy Kong Racing. You had Walrus Cove. We also had Snowball Valley. But the main snow level from this game that I remember is Frosty Village. It had such cheerful music, just a banger of a track. And you'd like shoot through like those pillars down to where they have the little houses with all the lights on. Then you'd go through the cave with the trees and the street lights. Very Christmas vibe. And then at the end of the world, you would have to race against Bluey the Walrus. And this was my level, because I'm pretty sure in this level you had to ride around on the hovercraft, and the hovercraft I feel like was like the most underrated vehicle, but it was always my favorite. And I was burning rubber on Bluey the Walrus. And if you didn't know, back in my day with racing games, there was actually like a whole subgenre. You had like the real life take on it with 1080 snowboarding. Then you had like the cool SSX tricky games. But out of all of these snowboarding games, my favorite was Snowboard Kids. It was basically like the snowboarding equivalent of Mario Kart, and this game was dope. So typically in racing games you have laps, and in a lot of these stages what you would do is you'd race down, you'd have to like get in line and get on the lifts to bring you back up to the mountain so then you could start lap number 2. And it was always a fight to get on that lift, dude. It was pure chaos. You would have items, just like in Mario Kart, but they were different. So you would have like, you could shoot something at your opponent, turn them into a snowman, but they can't turn, they can't move, they can't do anything. All they can do is just go. They had the parachutes, they had the coin that would flatten the fuck out of your opponents. Then there was like that kind of like carnival type of level, but Snowboard Kids was the shit, and kind of was the epitome of snow levels. If any of these snow levels brought up some core memories to you too, let me know in the comments, or if there's some snow levels that I missed that have a place in your heart, let me know. I want to know what I'm missing. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you already are a subscriber, I appreciate it. You're a real one. Peace.